Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. So we are already finished our ancient history, medieval history, and art and culture questions. Now we are going to discuss about the modern Indian history question and economics question. Okay. So in this session we are going to three modern Indian history question because in the last year we are only getting three questions from the modern Indian history. Okay, and there is a total 14 questions from the economy. So in this session, we are going to cover this both subject, and then in the next session, we will cover the environment and geography. Okay, fine. So let's move to the further. So here we are going again, same. First, we have to see the question, then answer, and why it is come in the exam, and how much it is important. Okay, and we also going to check that this is the repeated question or not. Okay, because see, this question is related to 1833. If you are going and check the previous year question paper, last 10-year question paper. You can find out that there is a means every year UPSC has asked question based on this 1833 Chartered Act. Okay, so I just randomly see the option and I see that there is an option of this one, right? So I thought this is the correct answer, but let's see what is the question and what is the answer, because only because of the option I had, means I have seen the option, I thought it is the correct answer, because repeatedly UPSC asked the question based on the Chartered Act 1833. Okay, you can check out the previous year question paper. Even we are going to solve that questions also. Okay, first question first. So, by which one of the following act was the Governor General of Bengal designed as the Governor General of India? Okay, first is Regulating Act, right? 1773, Pitt's India Act just after the Regulating Act, or Charter Act 1793, or Charter Act of 1833. Okay, so let's see what is the correct answer of this question. So the correct answer of this question is, let's first understand the detail, then we will know the what is the answer. Okay, so Charter Act 1833. This act was the first final step towards the centralized in British India. Okay, so it made the Governor General of Bengal as the Governor General of India and vested in him all civil and military power. So this our correct answer is Charter Act of 1833. See, and what else information is that? So the act created for the first time the Governor of India having authority over the entire territorial area possessed by the British in India. Lord William Bentinck was the first Governor General. Just remember the name of the person, William Bentinck. It deprived the Governor of Bombay and Madras of their legislative power. The Governor General of India was given an exclusive legislative power for the entire British India. Hence, the option D is correct. That is Chartered Act 1833. Okay, fine. So this is the all information which are related to Chartered Act 1833. Okay, fine. Let's move. Even through this information, we are able to solve the other previous year's questions also. Okay, let's move to question number two. Question number two is talking about or asking with reference to Indian history, Alexander Rea, A.H. Longhurst, Robert Swell, James Burgee, and Butler Eliot were associated with. See, uh, I am remembering that it is a repeated questions because the name of this Alexandria. Okay, this is a repeated question, and I think the correct answer is archaeological. Okay, because I'm aware about the previous year question paper, and I think this is the correct answer. But let's see what is the correct answer. Okay, so they were associated with what? Archaeological excavation, establishment of English press in colonial India, establishment of churches in princely state, construction of railway in colonial India. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is, let's see, they were associated with archaeological excavation. Correct answer. Okay, so option A is correct for this question. Okay, let's understand or let's let's know the few information about that all person, so that if you will get the question related to any person name, you are able to solve the question. Okay. So Alexander was the British archaeologist who worked mainly in South British India. He is known for the unearthing a sarcophagus from the hill rocks of Pallavaram in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Albert Henry Longhurst was a British archaeologist and an art historian working in India and Ceylon. Longhurst was the brother-in-law of the Sir John Marshall and the Director General of the Archaeology Survey of India from 1902 to 1928. Okay. In October 1913, he was appointed the Superintendent of the Southern Circle Archaeological Survey of India. Okay. From 1927 to 1931, he was in charge of the systematic digging of Nagarjunakonda, and Longhurst served as the archaeological commissioner also. Okay. So archaeological survey of Ceylon between 1934 to 1940, mainly working at Polonnaruwa, but also at the Anuradhapura and Singaria, concentrating more on conservation and restoration rather than excavation. रॉबर्ट स्वेल के बारे में भी यहाँ दिया है कि रॉबर्ट स्वेल वर्कड इन द सिविल सर्विस ऑफ द मद्रास प्रेसिडेंसी ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड ऑफ colonial rule in India. He was keeper of the Madras Record Office. Swell specialism was the Vijayanagar Empire, about which he authored a Forgotten Empire, Vijayanagar. Author. So, a contribution to the history of India, Swell undertook the archaeological work, including at the Buddhist stupa at Amravati, which has already been largely destroyed prior to his arrival. And this site had previously been surveyed by Colin, Mackenzie, and Watler Illott. In 1854, Watler Illott, the commissioner of the Guntur, Andhra Pradesh, visited Amravati and collected several sculptures panel and took them away to Madras. So this came to be called the Illott marbles after him. So he also discovered the remain of the western gateway and came to the conclusion that the structure of the Amravati was one of the largest and most magnificent Buddhist stupa ever built. Okay, so here we already or we getting a few information about this personality. Okay, and definitely it will work in further to solving the question. Okay, now come to the last question of the modern Indian history, and this is related to statement base. And the question is asking, consider the following statement. First statement said, 7th August is declared as the National Handloom Day. Okay. And the second statement says, it was in 1905 that the Swadeshi movement was launched on the same day. Which one of the following is correct in with respect to the above statement? Okay. So which one is the correct? So before solving this question, let's understand or let's get the some knowledge about this National Handloom Day. See, the occasion of the National Handloom Day observed every year on 7th August. Okay, and the Ministry of Textile of the on its Twitter handle posted a few select pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi wearing the local traditional attire of some Indian state. So the day commemorated the Swadeshi movement that began in 1905 and was the first observed in 2015, marking the century celebration. So the formal proclamation of the Swadeshi movement took place on 17 August 1905 in a meeting held at the Calcutta Town Hall. Okay, we got the information कि idea कहाँ से आया, कैसे declare करना. Now, so 7th August is declared as the National Handloom Day. Okay, and it was 1905 that the Swadeshi movement was launched on the same day. Yes, both the statement is correct, right? Statement one is correct. Sorry. Both the statement 1 are correct and 2 are the correct explanation of statement 1. Okay, so A is the correct answer for this question. Fine. Let's move to the next question. Sorry. Now we are going to start the economy from here, because in the last year we are only getting the 3 questions from the modern Indian history, and rest there is a 14 question which are related to the economics. Okay. Now, see, question number 1, which are related to the economics, is statement 1. India, despite having uranium deposits, okay, why it is in news, we are also going to learn why it is in question. Okay, because it was in news, that's why. So statement number 1 is said, India, despite, uh, just give me 1 minute. I think there is some. Okay, so our first statement in this question is that India, despite having a uranium deposits, depend on coal for most of its electricity production. Okay, and the second statement is saying uranium enriched to the extent of at least 60% is required for the production of electricity. Okay, there is a two statement, and the question is asking which one of the following is correct respect of the above statement. Okay, so let's understand why this question has come in our exam, and what is the information about that particular question. So why? Because recently IAEA has found 84% enriched uranium at Iran nuclear site. Huge deposit of uranium were found in Rajasthan. Okay. So statement 1 is correct, because Atomic Minerals Director, uh, Directorate of Exploration and Research, that is AMD, a constituent unit of the Department of Atomic Energy, all over India, has established 382,675 ton in situ uranium 308 in 47 uranium deposits in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Jharkhand, Meghalaya, Rajasthan, Karnataka, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and Maharashtra. Okay, so that's why statement number 1 is correct. We can also again see the what is the question and what is the statement, but this is the information regarding the statement number 1. And however, in India, major production of electricity is achieved through the coal-based thermal power plant, which is around 75% of the total power generation. Okay, so statement number 2 is not correct. Why? Because uranium enriched to concentration above 0.7% but less than 20% uranium 235 is defined as the low enriched uranium. So most nuclear reactors use LEU, that is about 3 to 5% uranium in 235. So uranium enriched in more than 20% uranium 235 is defined as a highly enriched uranium. है ना? तो स्टेटमेंट नंबर 2 अगर आप यहाँ देखोगे तो इट सेज दैट uranium enriched to extend at least 60%. See, 2 to 3% बहुत है. So why at least 60%? है ना, वो बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा. So it's required for the production of the electricity. No. Okay. So statement number 1 is correct and 2 is incorrect. So the correct answer is C for this question. And this is related to the current affairs question, current affairs data. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's move to the next question. Question number 2. And again, question number 2 is related to pairs. Okay. So the question is port. Some port is well known as. तो दो तीन port का नाम दिया है, और these 3 ports are well known for what, right? So let's see. कामराजर port, और उसके बगल में जो आंसर है that is first major port in India registered as a company. Mundra port, largest privately owned port in India. And Visakhapatnam, largest container port in India. And the answer is how many of the pair are correctly matched. तो कामराजर पोर्ट किसके लिए फेमस है, या मुंड्रा पोर्ट बेसिकली किसके लिए जाना जाता है, या विशाखापट्टनम. राइट। सो उसको समझते हैं, पहले इंफॉर्मेशन गैदर करते हैं। सो पार्ट वन इज करेक्टली मैच बिकॉज कामराजा पोर्ट लोकेटेड ऑन द कोरोमंडल कोस्ट अबाउट 24 किलोमीटर नॉर्थ ऑफ चेन्नई पोर्ट. It is the 12th major port of India and first port in India which is a public company. Okay. So the port was declared as the major port under the Indian Port Act 1908 in March and 1999 and incorporated as a Innor Port Limited under the Company Act 1956 in October 1999. Okay. The first one is correct. Again, Kamaraja Port is the only corporatized major port and is registered as a company. Okay. Part 2 is also correctly matched because Port of Mundra in India, biggest private port, and it is located in Kutch district of the state of Gujarat. And Mundra lie on the north shore of the Gulf of Kutch. Okay. But the third pair is not correctly matched, Visakhapatnam wala, because the Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority, that is JNPA, at Navi Mumbai is a premier container handling port in India and accounting for around 50% of the total containerized cargo volume, okay, and across the major port of India. So, commissioned on 26th May 1989, in 3 decades of the operations, JNPA has transformed from the bulk cargo terminal to become the premier container port in country. So, JNPA is connected to over 200 ports in world and is ranked 26th in the list of the top 100 container port globally. तो ये नवी मुंबई में है और विशाखापट्टनम में नहीं. ठीक है. So third one is wrong. Two pairs are correctly matched, first and second. तो हमारा आंसर हो जाएगा B. ठीक है. Okay, let's move to the question number 3. Now, question number 3 is very fundamental, right? Let's see the question. Which one of the following activity of the Reserve Bank of India is considered to be a part of sterilization? क्या है sterilization? बहुत ही basic keywords है, ठीक है? Conducting open market operation, oversight of settlement and payment system, debt and cash management for the central and state government, or regulating the function of the non-banking financial institution. क्या है ये sterilization? So basically, sterilization means to ease the threat of currency appreciation or inflation. ठीक है? To ease the threat of currency appreciation or inflation, central bank often attempt what is known as the sterilization of the capital flow. So, in a successful sterilization operation, the domestic component of monetary base is reduced to offset the reserve inflow, at least temporarily. Okay? So, in theory, this can be achieved in several ways, such as by encouraging a private investment overseas or allowing the foreigner to borrow from the local market. And the classical form of sterilization, however, has been through the use of open market operation, that is, selling the treasury bill and other instrument to reduce the domestic component in the monetary base. Fine. तो sterilization जो है overall हमें पूरी definition के साथ पता चला. The instrument used for the sterilization in the banking department, that is open market operation, conducting the open market operation. So option number A is the correct answer. ठीक. Move to the next question, question number 4. And the question number 4, again, it is a very fundamental question. And the question is, consider the following markets. First, government bond markets, call money market, and treasury bill market. Fourth is stock market. How many of stock market and how many of the above are included in capital market? है ना? So, capital market में कौन कौन से ऐड होते हैं? सो पहले हम समझेंगे व्हाट इज कैपिटल मार्केट, तो ये इजी हो जाएगा हमारे लिए. बट इट इज अ वेरी फंडामेंटल, हमें देख के ही इसको समझ आ जाना चाहिए व्हाट इज द आंसर. बट लेट्स सी. अ कैपिटल मार्केट इज अ फाइनेंशियल मार्केट वेयर लॉन्ग टर्म डेब्ट और इक्विटी बैक सिक्योरिटी आर बाउट एंड सोल्ड. ठीक है. सो जहाँ ये सिक्योरिटीज खरीदे और बेचे जाते हैं, ठीक है, वो आपके गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड भी हो सकते हैं. ठीक है. सो गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड क्या होता है इन इंडिया? फॉल अंडर द broad category of government security, that is GSIC, हम लोग GSIC security हम बोलते हैं, and the primarily long-term investment tool issue the period ranging from 5 to 40 years. It can be issued by both central government or state government of India. तो ये भी है. Capital market refers to the broad spectrum of tradable asset that includes the stock market as well as other value of trading different financial product. Okay, and treasury bill are the money market instrument issued by the government of India, and call money market is an essential part of the Indian money market where the day-to-day surplus fund are traded. Okay, I apologize or I'm really sorry about my background noise. Okay, fine. Come to the point. So we already understand the government bond and capital market and treasury bill. So ये सारा हमें पता चल गया. What is the capital market? तो यहाँ पास हम easily answer कर सकते हैं. Consider the following markets: common bond market, call money market, treasury bill market, stock market. How many of them are included in capital market? The stock market नहीं होगा इसमें, ठीक है. यहाँ पास हमारा ये तीन आ जाएगा: treasury, call and government. So only all four, तीन पेयर इसमें करेक्ट होंगे, ठीक है. include the stock, sorry. यहाँ पास कैपिटल मार्केट में स्टॉक मार्केट को भी इंक्लूड किया गया है वेन्यू फॉर ट्रेडिंग ऑफ फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट्स. तो ऑल फोर, आई एम सॉरी, यहाँ सारे आंसर आपके करेक्ट होंगे, ऑल फोर, ठीक है. स्टॉक मार्केट इंक्लूड होगा. सो ऑल फोर ऑप्शन आर करेक्ट in this question. Fine. Move to the next question. Question number 5. Question is talking about the small farmer large field. So basically इसका concept बोला है, describe किया गया है. It means कि there is a full statement और इसमें आपका definition लिखा हुआ है, और ये चारों definition में perfect definition कौन सा है, कौन सा concept describe कर रहा है small farmer large field को. So the question is which one of the following best describe the concept of the small farmer large field. ठीक है, A, B, C और D. Okay. So small farmer large field क्या है? Small farmer large field is a collective action model to overcome the disadvantage faced by the million of small and marginal farmers due to the diseconomy of the scale and lack of bargaining power in the supply chain. Okay. So यहाँ से हमें कुछ समझ आ गया कि क्या है. It is a collective model overcome the disadvantage faced by million of small marginal farmers to diseconomy scale and lack of the bargaining power. Okay. So let's see, resettlement of the large number of people uproot from them cultivated land, cultivation land which cultivate collectively, no. ठीक है, ये नहीं मैच कर रहा है. Many marginal farmers in area organize themselves into a group and synchronize and harmonize selected agriculture operation. Okay, many marginal farmers in an area together make a contract with a corporate body. नहीं, corporate body की कहीं कोई बात नहीं हुई है, तो ये भी eliminate हो जाएगा. A company extend loan, टेक्निकल नॉलेज एंड मटेरियल इनपुट्स, लोन की कहीं भी बात नहीं हो रही है, तो एलिमिनेट करेंगे हम ऑप्शन नंबर ए, सी और डी को. करेक्ट आंसर है हमारा बी. ओके. कुछ और इंफॉर्मेशन भी है इसके रिगार्डिंग, यहाँ आप देख सकते हो. सो दिस मॉडल इज पार्टिसिपेटरी एंड फ्लेक्सिबल and allow the small farmer to benefit from the achieving economic of scale by organizing themselves into the group and synchronize and harmonizing the selected operation. It was piloted in 2 villages of Odisha with 112 farmers. These farmers organize themselves into a group and synchronize their operations such as nursery, bed management, transplanting and harvesting collectively to achieve the economic of scale. ठीक है, कुछ और भी इंफॉर्मेशन यहाँ दिए गए हैं, इसको अपडेट कर लीजिएगा. ओके, फाइन. मूव टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट. फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट है the government of India provide the minimum support price for Niger seeds. Okay, specifically Niger seeds के लिए MSP के रिलेट करके पूछा गया है. ऑल्दो MSP बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट पे मिलता है, बट यहाँ स्पेसिफिकली नाइगर को डिफाइन किया गया है. एंड नाइगर इज कल्टिवेटेड एज अ खरीफ क्रॉप. Some tribal people in India use the Niger seed oil for cooking. Okay, if you don't know about what is Niger, तो ये थोड़ा difficult question हो सकता है आपके लिए. But let's understand and collect some information about the Niger. See, total 14 kharif crop है. Okay, one of the 14 kharif crops for which the central releases the MSP every year in an unlikely plant called Niger or रामतिल. ठीक है, तो नाइगर अगर नहीं समझ आ रहा तो इसको रामतिल भी कहते हैं लोकल लैंग्वेज में. एंड तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है कि ये एमएसपी इस पे गवर्नमेंट देती है. और अदर 13 क्रॉप्स हैं, नाइगर तिल के अलावा भी और 13 क्रॉप्स हैं जिसमें एमएसपी मिलता है. ठीक है, दिस लेसर नोन ऑयल सीड, दिस लेसर नोन ऑयल सीड commands one of the highest MSP fixed on the basis of the cost of production and market demand. Yet the area under is cultivated has been steadily shrinking over the past 3 decades. क्यों न्यूज में था? क्योंकि जहाँ ये कल्टीवेट होता है वहाँ के एरिया श्रिंक कर गया है. ठीक है, तो इसलिए भी शायद न्यूज में है ये. So 1985 to 1986, Niger was cultivated around 0.6 million hectares, and in 2021, the cultivated area shrunk by 80% to the little over 0.1 million hectare, the lowest among 14 crops with MSP. सबसे lowest में है ये. ठीक है, so the primary reason such a especially grown crop is part of the exclusive MSP list is because Niger seed has traditionally been the lifeline of tribal agriculture and economy in several states across India. And the tribal population uses Niger seed oil for cooking, the press cake, post oil extraction as a livestock feed, and also consume the seed as a condiment. So Niger seed oil has medical properties, which is a reason for its commercial demand by the cosmetic, perfumes and other allied industry. So बहुत सारे benefits हैं Niger seeds के. And some tribal India use Niger seed for cooking. Yes, correct. खरीफ crop है और इस पे MSP भी मिली हुई है. So all three are correct. C is the correct answer for this question. Move to the next. Consider the following statement. First है brand recognition, inventory, intellectual property and mailing list of client. So how many of the above consider the intangible investment? So first you have to understand what is tangible investment and what is intangible uh, uh, intangible things, right? Tangible जिसको हम टच कर सकते हैं, इन कंप्यूटर लैंग्वेज जो हम टैंजिबल और इंटैंजिबल हम जानते थे कि इंटैंजिबल जिसको हम नहीं कर सकते हैं टच, दैट इज लाइक गुडविल. इन इकोनॉमिक्स टर्म इंटैंजिबल इज अ गुडविल, राइट. और टैंजिबल जो हम फिजिकल जिसको हम महसूस कर सकते हैं. सो यहाँ इन्वेस्टमेंट के बारे में पूछा है, टैंजिबल इंटैंजिबल. सो intangible asset is an identifiable non-monetary asset without physical substance held for use in production or supply of good or services for a rentals to other or for administrative purposes. ठीक है, समझ आया? Goodwill is the another example of the item of the intangible जो अभी मैं बता रही थी आपको. Tangible asset are typically physical asset or property owned by the company such as the equipment, building, inventory, फाइल हो गया. ठीक है, तो ये सारी चीजें टैंजिबल में आ जाती है. कंप्यूटर, गैजेट्स, गुड्स, ये सारी चीजें हो जाएंगी. सो ब्रांड रिकॉग्नाइजेशन होगा, इन्वेंट्री, इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी एंड मेलिंग लिस्ट ऑफ द क्लाइंट. सो ऑल फोर इज द करेक्ट आंसर. ठीक है, okay, fine. Come to the question number 8. Consider the following. Demographic performance, forest and ecology, governance reform, stable government, tax and fiscal effort for the horizontal tax devolution. The 15th Finance Commission used how many of the above criteria other than the population area and the income distance? ठीक है, so again very informative question. और थोड़ा सा हमें जानना होगा कि न्यूज में या सर्वे में क्या चीजें आई हुई थी. So उसके बेस पे ही ये हो सकता है. So based on the principle of need, equity and performance, overall devolution formula is as follow: population, forest ecology, income distance, tax and fiscal effort, demographic performance, horizontal devolution, while XBFC agreed that the census of 211 population data better represents the present need of state to be fair to as well as the reward the state which have done better on the demographic front. So this has assigned 12.5% weight to the demographic performance. So XVFC has reintroduced tax effort criterion to reward the fiscal performance. ठीक है? Demographic performance है, forestry ecology भी है, governance reform भी है, stable government. Only three, all four, all five है इसमें, tax fiscal effort भी है. So D is the correct answer. Okay, question number 9 पे आते हैं. The question number 9 is talking about the infrastructure sectors. So consider the following infrastructure sector: affordable housing, mass rapid transport, healthcare, and renewable energy. So how many of the above does UNOPS Sustainable Investment in Infrastructure and Innovation, that is S3I, short form, initiative focus of the investment. ठीक है? So इसका S3I के बारे में जानते हैं क्या है. Sustainable Investment in Infrastructure and Innovation कब हुआ था? March 2020. So this S3I was formally established as a standalone business unit in UNOPS. Governance structure होगा, making UNSP the first United Nations organization able to make a direct investment from its own balance sheet. And in the line with the UNOPS strategy plan 22 से 25 तक 2025 तक, the S3I office will seek to enhance and accelerate the effort of engaging public and private sector investor to work collectively to scale up the infrastructure investment and consider co-creating innovation financing option. ठीक है. So क्या क्या इसमें rolling out कर रहा है UNOPS में? Will continue the rolling out the initiative across 3 focus area. First is affordable housing, renewable energy, and health infrastructure. Okay. So based on that, you can pick your answer. Now come to the question number 10. Statement wise दिया हुआ है कि Switzerland is one of the leading exporter of the gold in term of the value, and Switzerland has the second largest gold reserve in the world. ठीक है, दोनों statement correct है कि नहीं, या first wrong है या second, देखते हैं. Statement 1 is correct है क्योंकि in 2021 Switzerland exposed $86.7 billion in gold, making it the first largest exporter of gold in the world. And Switzerland is consistently the world leading gold exporting country based on value. And statement number 2 is wrong because Australia is way out in front as country with the largest gold mine reserve in the world at 10,000 tons. So Russia is ranked second on the USGS list of the country with the biggest gold mine reserve in the world with 5,300 tons, nearly half of the amount of the Australia. So we are getting the answer. 1 is correct, second statement is not correct. Now move to the next question. Next question number is 11. And again, it is a statement based question. First statement says India account for 3.2% of global export of goods. Okay. And 2 is say many local company and some foreign company operating in India have taken advantage of Indian production like incentive scheme. So first you have to know that, or you should know, what is production link incentive scheme? ये है क्या? ठीक है. Without knowing that, we are unable to solve this question. And even further अगर question आता है what is the production link initiative scheme, तो again वहाँ भी दिक्कत आएगी. So first you have to understand what is it. First statement number 1 is incorrect, whatever given in the question, because India shares a global merchandise trades in only 1.8% and 4% in the global service. So India plans to increase its exports share in global trade from 2.1% to 3% by 2027 and 10% by 2047. So this is the very long-term goal. That's why UPSC has asked the question. Okay, and maybe further they will going to ask. And statement number 2 is correct because PLI scheme क्या है, अब यहाँ से हमें पता चल रहा है. ठीक है, what is this scheme is? So PLI scheme is open to both domestic and international manufacturers. Samsung as well as India firms such as the Dixon Technology, UTL, New License, Lava International, Optimus Electronics, and Micromax also expanding the factory to take the advantage of PLI scheme. Okay. Now come to the next question, question number 12. Consider the following statement with reference to India. पहला statement कह रहा है according to the Micro Small Medium Enterprise Development MSMED Act 2006, the medium enterprise are those with investment in plant and machinery between 15 crore to 25 crore. Again, it is a repeated question, right? पहले भी आ चुका है ये question. All bank loan to the micro, small, medium enterprise qualify under the priority sector. So what is the correct answer? तो क्या है इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान और इसका एक बार फिर से रिवीजन करते हैं. Union Minister of MSME has issued a gazette notification to pave way implementation of upward revision in the definition and criteria of the MSME in the country. So the new definition and criteria will come effect from 1st July 2020. As per the new criteria, a medium enterprise is where the investment in plant and machinery or equipment does not exceed 50 crore. Okay, does not exceed 50 crore rupees and turnover does not exceed 250 crore rupees. Right? In term of the master direction of priority sector lending, target and classification date September 4, all bank loan of MSME confirm the condition of prescribed therein qualify the classification under the priority sector lending. So say a second statement. So according to this direction, MSME should be engaged in the manufacturing or a production of good in any manner pertaining to any industry specified in the first schedule to the Industry Act 1951 or engage in providing or rendering of any service or services. So all bank to MSME conforming to above guideline qualify the classification under the priority sector lending. The statement number 2 is correct. ठीक है. फर्स्ट वाला क्या लिमिट्स क्या है 25 करोड़ 15 करोड़ बहुत ज्यादा है 15 to 15 करोड़ यहाँ बोला गया है. ठीक है. यहाँ हम लोगों ने किया था अंडरलाइन as a new criteria. See 200 to 50 करोड़. ठीक है. Exceeded 50 crore does not exceeded 50 crore. Machinery between 15 crore to 25 crore. तो 50 crore thousand 50 crore रुपीस यहाँ कहाँ गया यहाँ 25 भी मेंशन है तो बोथ स्टेटमेंट 1 into C आंसर हो जाएगा इसका. Now come to the next question. In context of the finance, the term beta refers to क्या है the process of simultaneous buying and selling of the asset from a different platform. तो बीटा के बारे में पढ़ लेते हैं. एग्जैक्टली बीटा क्या है. बीटा इज अ मेजर ऑफ द volatility or a systematic risk of a security or a portfolio compared to the market as a whole. ठीक है. So equity having a beta value larger than 1 or high beta stock are often known as the volatile stock. The highest adjustment in stock market indicator having a big influence on them. A security that is comparatively more stable in a low beta stock that has a beta rating below 1. ठीक है. तो ये है ओवरऑल बीटा का इंफॉर्मेशन और बेस्ड ऑन दैट यू कैन पिक योर आंसर. लास्ट क्वेश्चन देख लेते हैं इकोनॉमिक्स का. सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप से रिलेटेड है. So the self-help group program was originally initiated by the State Bank of India by providing the microcredit to the financially deprived group. In self-help group, all member of group take a responsibility for a loan that an individual member takes. The regional rural bank and the scheduled commercial bank support the self-help group. Okay, so तीनों statement सही है कि नहीं देख लेते हैं. Group can be traced in from the Grameen Bank of Bangladesh, which founded by the Mohammed Yunus. So this were started and formed in 75. NABARD initiate. ये NABARD का इनिशिएटिव है, SBI का नहीं है. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट रॉन्ग है. ठीक है. रेस्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको यहाँ दिए गए हैं. प्लीज रीड द केयरफुली ऑल द इंफॉर्मेशन. फ्यू मेंबर ऑफ एसजी में ग्रेजुएट फास्टर स्टार्ट टू एक्सपेंड द इकोनॉमी. पूरे इसके डिटेल दिया गया हुआ है, इसको आपको पढ़ना है. आरआर भी इंक्लूड है. फर्स्ट और सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इसका करेक्ट है. ठीक है. बट फर्स्ट सॉरी सेकेंड एंड थर्ड स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है इस क्वेश्चन का। फर्स्ट जो है वो रॉन्ग है, क्योंकि ये नाबार्ड के द्वारा शुरू किया गया था। फिर अब इसमें बहुत सारे बैंक लिंक हुए हैं, बट आरबीआई भी रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, तो एसबीआई का इनिशिएटिव ये नहीं है। ठीक है, सो वन रॉन्ग है, रेस्ट ऑफ द करेक्ट है। तो 14 क्वेश्चन ही पूछा गया था इकोनॉमिक्स में। सो ऑल 14 क्वेश्चन हमने डिस्कस कर लिए हैं, एंड जो हमने देखे हैं कि क्वेश्चन का क्या पैटर्न रहा है, तो क्वेश्चन का पैटर्न आपको देखने को मिल रहा है कि जो डेटा उन्होंने क्वेश्चन प्रिपेयर किए हैं, जिस डेटा से, वो करंट अफेयर्स के डेटा है या फिर फंडामेंटल टेस्ट करने को लेकर क्वेश्चन बनाए गए हैं। ठीक है, सो कुछ फंडामेंटल टेस्ट के लिए, फंडामेंटल हमें कीवर्ड्स हमें पता है कि नहीं, उसके लिए क्वेश्चन तैयार किए गए हैं, और कुछ करंट अफेयर से डेटा को तैयार किए गए हैं। तो हमें इकोनॉमिक्स वैसे ही पढ़ना है कि हम थोड़ा फंडामेंटल को कवर करते हुए और जो करंट में चीजें चल रही हैं उसको पढ़े। ठीक है, मॉडर्न से ज्यादा क्वेश्चन नहीं थे, 3 क्वेश्चन थे जो हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किए, और वो सारे रिपीटेड है। जितने भी टॉपिक से क्वेश्चन किए गए हैं मॉडर्न में, वो रिपीटेड है। तो प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर हमें बहुत हेल्प करेगा फर्दर क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने के लिए। और आज का कोट है कि अगर आप समय की कदर करेंगे तो लोग आप पर भरोसा करेंगे। ठीक है, अगर आप अपने टाइम पे ही, जिस जो टाइम आप बता रहे हैं कि मैं इस टाइम में ये काम करूंगा, और उस पे ही आप करते हैं, तो आपकी वैल्यू और बढ़ जाएगी सामने वालों की नजर पे, और आपको भी अच्छा लगेगा। ठीक है, तो छोटी सी बात है, बट कहीं ना कहीं ये बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट लाइफ में देती है, तो इस बात को ध्यान रखना है। थैंक यू फॉर द सेशन, एंड नेक्स्ट यानी टुमारो वी विल मीट with the new question which are related to the geography and environment. Thank you, everyone.